Hi, I'm Randy Simmons for Eye on Arts. Welcome to our new show for the season. I have with me today Gail Robinson-Butler, who's the director for the Clemens Fine Arts Center. We're going to talk about our show season coming up, and actually from now until the rest of the year, the school year.
Right, we'll try to touch on all of them.
We'll get as far as we can.
Yeah.
So tell us about our first show. I'm quite excited about this one.
Well, actually, our first show has already been. Our season opened in September with Barrage, which was this incredible, they say that they're a high-octane fiddle fest, and they are. And it's different because they were complete with a drum kit and a bass and a guitar, and everybody was featured, and they dance and they sing, and they're amazing. And I'm sorry that everyone missed that one if they didn't get an opportunity to see it. But our next show is something completely different and something that I'm really looking forward to. It's called Working Class Hero, and it's a tribute to John Lennon. And that will be on October the 24th, which is a Saturday evening at 7:30 in the Clemens Fine Arts Center. And Tim Piper, who plays John Lennon, was selected by E! Channel to do 2 television specials as Lennon, and that's, you know, I think that probably says enough. He is really amazing. He sounds like Lennon, he looks like Lennon, he's able to do the mannerisms, and he comes complete with a backup band, but he has dialogue as Lennon with the audience through the show. So it's a tribute act, but with information that even I, who am a Beatles nut, did not know. Yeah. So, you know, and I'm not going to tell any of it. So you have to come on October 24th to find those secrets out.
I'm really looking forward to that show because he played down at the riverfront.
Yes, at
a couple
Paducah
of times
Summer
with
Festival.
The Beatles. Had a Beatles backup band. Are these the same guys? Or
yes, they are. Tim and his brother Greg are in the band, and then there's 2 others, and I'm sorry I can't remember their names, but they've all been together since they've been doing this act, to the best of my knowledge, and it is a really tight sound. And so it's a really good show. In fact, yes, they were at the riverfront, and one time they opened for Herman's Hermits, and it was, I hate to say it, sorry Herman, but it was anticlimactic.
Wow.
You know, they were amazing. The audience loved them and stomped and sang all the songs, but it's kind of like doing an Elvis act.
I thought they were great. I saw them twice before, and I said, I've got to see this show
yes,
again when
if
he comes
people
back around. I will definitely
did
be
see
here for
that,
it.
they will definitely know the quality of the entertainment. And we're working with the Carson Center because a couple of weeks later they're doing Rain, which is a Beatles tribute. So since the new Guitar Hero game just came out with Beatles music, all the Beatles music is being re-released. Our perfect timing had to be shared between the 2 centers, so we'll cross promote, and we have some things in the works with maybe Maiden Alley and doing some special events to get people excited about the Beatles. So not only will we have people who knew the Beatles when they were playing together and touring, we will have a whole new group of people, I hope, that participate in that event. In fact, in both events.
The Working Class Hero, the tickets are on sale through they're now available online, right, for the first time.
Well, we started last year, but we were only able to do a portion of the season online.
Gotcha.
So now everything is available online, with the exception of Backstage Pass, and that's the Coffee House series, and they're purchased at the door.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful way of obtaining tickets.
Right.
Or you can call as well.
Yes, of course, you can always call. And our website is very easy. It's artsinfocus.org, and the phone number is 534-3212. And either way, you can order tickets. Sometimes they're available at the door, but for the best tickets, you should go ahead and make reservations, especially, I think, for the Lennon tribute.
I will be there.
Good. I hope so.
I sure will. Let's see, our next show for the season is the Second City 50th anniversary.
Right.
tour.
And so far, the 2 shows we've talked about, the opening show of the season, which is already passed, and the Lennon show, have been part of the Arts in Focus subscription series, where people buy a season ticket. Second City is not. Second City is part of the Campus series, which is a series that we designed as a focus committee, which you serve on, to bring in a younger demographic of audience. And we're, as a college, feel that that's part of our mission, is to bring in and teach young people, because I believe that they have to be taught. We live in a soundbite world, a movie world full of special effects. We live in get your information, you know, in 5 minutes. And so we want to bring people into the theater to see live performances. And the Second City, for those people who don't know, is celebrating its 50th anniversary tour, which is really great. They started out in a laundry in Chicago, and that was their home space, and they have been around for a long time, and some of their alumni include Tina Fey, who, you know, her show 30 Rock won yet more Emmys last night, you know, and it was not the first time. Amy Pollard, who is now in Parks and Recreation, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Michael Myers, Martin Short, and the Belushis, I could go on, Chris Farley. Lots of alumni have gone on to make really incredible careers for themselves. And we're very lucky to have them coming here, not only for a performance, and we're doing this on a Thursday, and we're doing it on a Thursday for a very specific reason. We've found that students, through research that we've done in other colleges, both residential and non-residential, will come on a weeknight more likely than they will come on a weekend. So we're doing this on a Thursday night, and while they're here, another reason we're doing it on a Thursday is we're offering 2 workshops, improvisational theater workshops, to our students, to the community, and we'll do one in the morning and then we'll do one in the afternoon. And there will be more about those opportunities to work with people like Second City, which is great, you know. So we'll be inviting the Market House performers and our own theater students and music students, and anybody else that wants to come. You should come. You'd be great at improv.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Drew Carey is another one of theirs, speaking of that.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a really exciting show, and you were saying about all the people who have been through the program before,
Yes,
and have gone on to bigger things. So you really never know who you're going to see when they get here. It's like, you know, maybe 5 years down the road, hey, I saw these guys.
Well, actually, that has happened. You know, the last time they were here, they've been here on 2 other occasions, and the last time they were here, and boy, I wish Todd was over there. Todd is our technical director to give me the cue, but we actually did have, teaching one of our workshops, someone who later went on to do Saturday Night Live, and I'm sorry, I can't remember that name right now.
Wow, so you never know who you're going to see.
You really don't. You really don't, and it's, when you think about that opportunity, and for our students, it only costs $6 to come to that show. And we did that on purpose as well. We're trying really hard to get students in that 18 to 35-year-old demographic, although I'll be there for the Second City, and I hope you will too.
What about the workshops? Are those for our students only, or are those?
No, we're opening those up to the community. And in fact, the last time we did them, we filled both to capacity because we have to cap them. And we filled both to capacity, and our students will get first shot at it.
Great. So if you want to attend the workshop as well, you better call ahead.
Yes,
and reserve
call
space.
now or email me. You can go to our website, and my contact information is all there.
Wonderful. Well, and speaking of workshops, I'm looking at the brochure for this year, which, by the way, looks absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a really
you.
slick brochure.
We did it differently. We'll take a side trip, and then we'll come back to the next educational event. But we did the brochure differently this year because even I stayed confused. We did it in chronological order instead of doing it simply by series that the show is.
Good move.
Yeah,
Good
because
move.
people were confused. They missed things and went, oh wow, I missed that, but it's at the back of the book. So we changed it.
Well, it's definitely an easier read, and,
Good.
and I think the graphics are absolutely wonderful, and it's thicker. I swear it's thicker than what it has been in the past. You're really packing some stuff in.
We just kept on going, kept on going, and we're pretty ambitious around here, I think. But I have a lot of good help.
On the next lineup here, I see as we have two things happening here. We have Brian White and Friends, Saturday, November the 14th at 7:30. It's interesting we have that performance as a backstage pass, but then we also have a songwriting seminar.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I know you're daring to say the title.
Dare to Suck.
Yes, and when you think about that, it's a very clever title because it is, as you said, a songwriting seminar. It's not only with Brian White, but it's with Bryce Long and Arlo Smith. And we saw those three writers last year, so people who follow Backstage Pass will remember that that was an incredible show. Between the three writers, they have, I think, 40 number ones and 2 Dove Awards, 2 CSAC Songwriter of the Year Awards, and they have written songs for people like Rascal Flatts, Trace Adkins, Rodney, Adkins, John Michael Montgomery, and I can't even remember all of them.
So these guys are professionals.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And Brian does these all over the place. He was telling me about one that he did the other day at Vanderbilt, and that's kind of probably what the format that we're basing ours on. Kind of probably, that was real definite, wasn't it? But we're going to have all three of them here, and Brian teaches a lot of these, and he's part of the Nashville Association of Songwriters International, and he's approved to be what they call a professional mentor and teacher. And so he will come here, and it's a day-long seminar. It starts, well, kind of day-long, 10 to 1 or 10 to noon, and then a lunch break, and then back at 1 to 3. And they're passionate about what they do. So we will be able to see them teach people about lyrics and rhythm and rhyme, and then they'll talk about things like how to get your work heard by the right people, why publishers pass on really good songs, and how to go about going through that entire process, because it's not just writing the song, singing it, and mailing it in. You have to have it recorded by someone that with a voice similar to, with a style similar to, who they might be thinking about having that recorded by later. So there are lots of secrets that they will share that day. And then, to top it all off, 2 songwriters, people will bring their work either on a CD or cassette tape. They may also bring their instruments, but the songs will be critiqued, and they will be critiqued by the writers. Then they will be 2 writers selected to perform 1 song each that night at the show, which is kind of fun.
That's such a great opportunity for local musicians.
And there are a lot of them. We have become, every other month, the Nashville Association of Songwriters International West Kentucky chapter meets on our campus in the Student Center. And they bring in some of their own workshop teachers and mentors. And it's really an opportunity for us to go into an area that we haven't worked in much before. And we started this last year, and they've been great to work with, and they don't require a lot of maintenance. And later on in the year, they will be doing a backstage pass.
And then right after the workshop, these guys, you were saying they're going to be doing their performance, Brian White and Friends, and then a couple of folks that are chosen from the workshop.
We'll do 1 song each. So that that's pretty cool to record. And I mean, these guys do shows all over. They do round robins. And what's fun about their show is that they know each other very well. So they talk, they play on each other's songs, sometimes they harmonize. It's a whole different experience. Again, designed to bring different people into the theater, an informal, non-intimidating theater experience. You actually sit on the stage with the performers.
Well, that was my next question, was to talk about the backstage pass format, and you just answered
that. And there, we sell desserts and coffee and beverages. It's a lot of fun, very different. And we cover the table with butcher paper, and people color. We give them colors, and so you're not required to color, but people color. And rather than have reservations, you buy your tickets at the door. Just you know, so it's very easy. You don't even go into the theater lobby, you come in the rehearsal doors, so it's a whole different ballgame.
And it sounds very child-friendly. I guess all the performances, for the most part, are child-friendly.
It is. It is. In fact, even the Second City, who, you know, improvisational groups sometimes get the reputation, and usually well-deserved, that, you know, you don't ever know what to expect from them. And our contract actually says family-friendly show.
Great.
So, you know,
So
we want
bring the
everybody
kids.
to come. If they're old enough to come. I have to say that.
Well, and they'll certainly be entertained with the coloring. If not the music, then,
Yes.
then they will have the
and
opportunity
this
to make
is a
art.
kid-friendly show because people can get up and get something to drink, they can eat, they can color. You know, there's nothing offensive in the show. Usually, no, there's nothing offensive in, especially the Backstage Pass shows. It's just a great way to hear local regional musicians in a whole different setting.
Well, and to cap off the this fall season, we have December the 6th, Norm's WKCTC Community Chorus, and that's been an annual thing for
yes, and
a
it's
very
getting
long
bigger
time.
all the time. It's you know, we're having a lot of luck with that. We went from we do it on a Sunday afternoon. It's a short concert. There is no charge for it, and it is very family friendly. And everyone who is in the chorus have family and friends who come. And now the word has started to spread through the community, and so many people really do come and start their holiday season with us. It's fun. We have a Christmas carol sing-along along with the music that they do.
And that would finish out the
first
fall,
semester,
the fall
yes.
season. And while we're talking about the fall season, in the excuse me, in the Clemens Gallery exhibit schedule, we have the Papa Gallery show
next.
coming up, and that's October the 1st to the 29th. And so if you're not familiar with the Papa Gallery, these are folks who are artists. It's the Paducah area Painters Alliance. And these guys are located downtown on Broadway, and they have been there for a couple of decades as an organization.
Some really talented artists in there. I was in there the other day dropping some things off, and Clyde Lauder was painting, and it was fun to watch the process while he was doing it, as well as to see what he was working on.
There are a lot of people. I mean, I'm thinking they have 100+ members.
That's incredible.
And we're going to be hosting their exhibit. So if you haven't been down to the Papa Gallery, check those guys out down there, and you can certainly check them out at the Clemens Gallery.
Yes, and we would
1st.
like to invite everybody to come and do that. And it's up all month. And the gallery, we have published gallery hours, which are on our website again, because I can't remember them right this second.
And from November 5th to December 3rd, finishing out the season, is the work of Michael Krause. Michael Krause is one of our own folks. He's been with us teaching intro to art classes and printmaking classes for 3 years, I believe so.
And I really like his work. It's very different from some of the other work that we'll be seeing, but I really like his style of work.
He does beautiful work. He's a printmaker at heart, and he does a lot of lithography. I think some of it may be somewhat photo-based. It's narrative-style works, and it's just wonderful work. And we've actually done a show on him before.
Oh, good.
We did one, I think, last spring, a printmaking show, so you guys be sure to check that out. It's a wonderful run-through on basic lithography.
And people saw a couple of pieces last year in the faculty show.
Yes, that's true. He did exhibit in the faculty show, and he's actually currently on exhibit at the Geyser. Not to time myself here with this taping, but he is at the Geyser in a group show there.
I know Tammy's frowning at you right now.
She's going to kill me.
Well, I don't know how much time we have left. Probably not enough to talk about everything else we're doing. We have 10 minutes. I just got a signal. So we can talk a little bit about...
All right. Well, yeah, I was going to see how we come up with the end of the fall season. So I guess we should just go on through with spring. And
well, I think so. I do want to take this time to tell people that it's really not too late if you haven't purchased a season ticket, and the things that we're talking about that are part of that season ticket. You know, you've missed one show, but the season ticket is $78 for adults. And That's really inexpensive when you break it down, even with 4 shows left in the season. Tickets are $20 for adults. So if you would like to see the rest of the things that we've talked about, the linen show, and then this is a good time for me to say that in January we will do Rhythm and Passion, which is Latin dance, and that's on January 23rd, which is a Saturday evening. So it's a great date night. Starts at 7:30. Otero Dance Company from Los Angeles will be here to present this show, and it is all Latin dance. So it is beautiful, colorful costumes, really intricate dance moves, and they're pretty awesome. And you see gauchos and lots of different things, so it has a lot of educational quality too. The Spanish Club said, do something Latin, so here we are. We have Latin dance.
Well, it looks sizzling hot.
It is sizzling hot. I was looking for a way to say that, and that's the perfect way to say that. It's sizzling hot. It's a good way to heat up January.
Well, and it's still staying heated up with the Songwriters Night on January the 30th, 7:30 the usual time. And tell us a little bit about Songwriters Night.
Well, okay, I have decided that many times, simply because I know more. Most of my songwriters are guys. So I'm not saying that this is a women-only Songwriters Night, but I am saying that we are featuring some incredible women songwriters from our region. One is Sarah Elizabeth, who has toured the country for a long time, and she's a beautiful voice, and she's also a really good songwriter, kind of that folksy sound. Another is Kelsey Walden, who who went away to Nashville and has worked as a songwriter and singer, and she's back in our area. And then I'm working to at least secure one more, so we have one set that are all girls. Sorry guys, but that's
we'll get
what
them
I'm
next
going.
year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we pretty much had a lot of them. Not that there aren't many more out there, and they will also. You know, I'm not saying we only do women, but in the following Songwriters Night, you know, the guys can take their place. But there's some great women songwriters in the West Kentucky area.
Well, we have a keynote series as well, and this looks really interesting. We have Marcus Luttrell.
Yes, I'm very excited about this new element. It's one of the newer things. We did it last year with Homer Hickam, and the One Book, One Campus, One Community read, which was very successful. So we are not doing a One Book, One Campus, One Community read this year, but we are doing 2 really cool reads. And one is Lone Survivor, which is the true story of Marcus Luttrell, 2006. He was in Operation Red Wing, and he is the lone survivor of the team that went, as well as the first rescuers who went in looking for the team. Marcus was shot off a mountain, and everybody pretty much knows how the story ends because they read it in the news. But this is his tale of what it was like to live that and to try to survive in desert country of Afghanistan, and had it not been for a community, a village, who took him in and were so loyal to that decision that they protected him and went and found a way to get word to the American troops where he was, and then they came in and got him. And that's his story, and of course he had serious injuries and went through ordeals that I cannot even imagine. But after you read the book, it's just incredible. Melissa Duncan, who is on our committee, said it's a book that every American should read.
Wow, and it was a #1 New York Times best-selling book.
For over 40 weeks. And Universal Studios, by the way, has purchased the movie rights to the show, supposedly, and I say supposedly because things get shelved every day in this economy, but as of last week, we know that the movie is currently being cast and that it will go in production in January. So obviously it's something worthwhile and worth your time. And then Marcus will come and talk to us at 2 different things, a moderated interview in the afternoon, I believe at 2, and then that evening at 7, a keynote presentation.
In our second in the keynote series, I'm going to go ahead and do the second one really quick.
Yeah, it's a really exciting one. His name is Garth Stein. He wrote The Art of Racing in the Rain, which was also on the New York bestseller list. And what's interesting is it's told through the narrator of the book is a dog. And it's a wonderfully sweet book that touches on lots and lots of different elements.
And that's coming up March the 9th,
Yes.
Tuesday, and he's doing the same sort of layout. There's a student presentation at 2, keynote presentation at 7.
Right.
And there's no admission charge.
No, there is to Marcus.
Okay. And
There is to
not
Marcus,
to Garth Stein.
but it's only $5 for Marcus with a 20% discount to veterans and our students and faculty.
Will be a great way to get your book signed.
Yes, because there will be a meet and greet and a book signing after both.
Fantastic. I think
We
my
have
wife
less
will
than
enjoy
3
that.
minutes. Yes, I think so too. Real quickly, Smokey Joe's Cafe, which is an amazing show, and that will be a professional show that tours nationally. And it is Irving Street Repertory Theater from New Jersey that is producing the show, and just really famous songs. And you're looking at it, so give us the date.
February the 26th, that's on a Friday.
Right.
Next year at 7:30, adults $20, students and children $12, and this is included in your focus season.
Right. And then there's Sarah Watkins, who was a 3rd founding member of Nickel Creek. And she's has just released her solo album, which was produced by John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin, which is really, I find interesting. He sought her out and heard her music and wanted to produce her album.
Well, I think Robert Plant had teamed up with, was it Alison Krauss?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's happening more and more. That's why it's called Newgrass.
These heavy metal guys doing the conversion there. And we are running out of time, but I'll squeeze this in. West Kentucky Songwriters with Stan Webb and Mike Moore, March the 13th,
Right.
7:30.
And we've also added 2 guys from Alabama who are professional songwriters. And this is the West Kentucky Songwriters group that we were speaking of that meets on campus. And there's some fantastic musicians and writers in that group.
And to top off the season, we have we always close out our year with the Pops concert, and just before that we have one of our biggest productions, and it's this year it's going to be South Pacific.
And we produce that ourselves. It's directed by Norman Wergler, and we're running out of time, but it's a cast of 40. We will have auditions in January. Check our website for the dates and times.
And maybe I'll get to be in that one too.
Hey, I hope so. You were a Bye Bye Birdie star.
I was a guitar man. I'm hoping they're having Guitar Man for South Pacific, and I'll fit right in.
I hope so too.
Still got my boots. I'm ready to go.
Great. Thank you for having me today.
Well, thanks for coming in, and we'll do this again. And thank you all for watching. I am Randy Simmons for Eye on Arts.